Welcome to the pod, everybody. On this special edition, we just got done with Skankfest, and we're joined with the mad scientist himself.
It's actually Skankfest.
What'd I say?
There were multiple skanks there, but
Just one? Okay, yeah. Wow, that's like Groundhog Day. Everyone calls it Groundhog's Day.
do they really?
Yeah. But regardless, we're here with the mad scientist, Dr. Photograph, toy genius. You know him.
Mad Scientist is a new one. We just added that one.
I'll take them all. I'm not a big nickname guy. So
You're
I
like
appreciate
Shaq.
it.
I'm trying to just give you as many nicknames as possible.
Yeah. Well, it's fitting.
The medium Aristotle.
Louis J. Gomez gives himself quite a few nicknames.
The Puerto Rican rattlesnake.
The point guard of podcasting, the Joan Jett of comedy. Yeah. So I appreciate it. Toy genius. I might ride with that one.
Yeah, that's
for
great.
a few weeks at least.
For those of you that don't know, though, Dr. Photograph makes a lot of our toys that we give out, all the personalized toys, and he really carries the weight of this pod, even though you don't see him much.
I also edit some of the clips.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, and comes up with the inspiration behind some of the gifts. I mean, like the whole Connect 4 thing was all you.
Connect 4.
Guess who?
Connect 4 would have been way easier. It's Monday, the weekend after Skankfest, or the day after Skankfest.
We stayed up till
We're tired.
3 or 4 every night for 3 straight nights.
Yeah, and it's been very tiring. And I was volunteering for the fest, like doing videography and photography and stuff. They tell you like, oh, you only have to do half a shift, and then you can do what you want later. And maybe the responsible thing would be like, oh, I'll go home and rest, or I'll edit some of this footage and upload it right away. And instead, I'm just like there for all the hours of the fest, 10-pound camera on my hand, like very tired, very exhausted, like 20,000 step days. And Christine, who, she's one of the founders of the fest, like she'll always post her step count after the weekend. It's usually like 40,000 days.
Oh.
So it's like, if you think we're tired, like, yeah, she's a pro. So shout out to Rebecca and Christine for that. But
So how many Skankfest is this for you?
this will be my fourth one in general, second one volunteering. And it's definitely a lot of fun because you get to be like in the green room backstage, seeing these comics before they get on stage, after they get on stage. Obviously, you get to be a little closer. And, not necessarily like you don't have to like wait in a line to go take some photos or get a cool angle of like the goddamn comedy jam, for example. But yeah, fourth one. And this was the first one in New Orleans, and it was pretty fun. It's an expensive, trip, but I think a lot of these people, like, it is kind of like a summer camp weekend where they're like, oh, I get to go hang out with all these comedians, and a lot of these Skankfest fans have been to multiple, so they like recognize each other. I know I recognized a bunch of people, but this was the first time where I like didn't run into some people, and I think it was just because of how big it was. There was so many people compared to like years prior where you'll walk past the same person and you'll be like, oh yeah, there's that guy from Friday, or I saw that guy at the Naked Roast the first night. But this was like, it felt like a real, kind of like a fair, especially with the carnival.
It did,
rides.
the carnival for sure. And I mean, you said it right when we walked in. You're like, man, this feels like summer camp. And it does, it's fun because we've never met in person.
I know, yeah.
And we've been
exciting.
collaborating for like the last couple of years. So it was really cool. And just same thing with the comics where it's like, we've established some of the relationships with these people, but like, we don't see them all the time. So when we get to see them, it's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah. Obviously, like, I feel like I know you guys a lot more because you put yourself on camera. You're talking directly to the people. So I felt like I knew you guys more than you probably knew me. Like I could have come in and been like, I could have been catfishing you guys, been like a 50-year-old, Russian dude.
It was funny though. The first time I had to like pay your Venmo, I'm like, oh, so that's what this guy looks like. Interesting.
Yeah, because like I generally the most people see of me is like my hand holding a toy or a fake DVD. So
those hands though, they're really recognizable. He had so many people during the fest coming up.
It's funny you say that because sometimes I've been messaged like where like a meme of mine has made its way to like some obscure subreddit, and they go, "Isn't this yours?" And I was like, "Yeah." I made that like a year or two ago, and they didn't go like, oh, I thought so because it looks like your style of, joke. They were like, I thought that was your hand. I was like, oh my God.
I recognize that wrist hair.
I should be a hand
model.
A hand
George
model.
Costanza.
Yeah. But yeah, getting back to that, just meeting up with you guys and spending a weekend like in this whatever hotel / Airbnb / Verbo. Yeah, it's been fun, and I hope we do it again.
Yeah, it was a blast. I think we're definitely on board for next year, especially if it's in New Orleans. We'll be here
I've
immediately.
actually talked to a couple comics that are like, oh, dude, like they were jealous. They're like, look, I'm coming regardless of if I'm on the lineup or not. So let's carpool. Let's try to get a big place. And I was like, dude, that would be kind of wild having a mismatch place of like podcasters, videographers and comedians.
Oh,
all
yeah, it'd be
staying,
like a little content house.
Content house.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Get there like a day early so you can like get some stuff
do
filmed.
some pods.
A before and after, so you see like the damage that was caused in between.
What was your favorite part of the festival, just enjoying as a fan?
One of the best moments, I think, for anyone that was in the room, like regardless of where you were standing, was so Lewis is releasing a book called Knives and Spoons, and that's about his horrible upbringing. Mm-hmm. And then they did a live reading, and it was Lewis, Big J Okerson, Dan Soder, Tim Dillon, Zach Amico, and Dave Smith. And basically just to get like through one chapter, they would get through like 2 lines and immediately stop and just and start trashing him. It was very fun, and I knew it was going to be one of those shows that was going to be like a unique compared to other where it's like, oh, here's a podcast, here's a stand-up showcase. Like this was something different on the schedule.
Yeah.
And then for Tim Dillon was a surprise to a lot of people, so they were all very excited about that. But yeah, that was fun. I hope to see that online because like I think people will really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I mean, and something that I think was my favorite that surprised me was all the wrestling stuff.
Oh,
like that
dude.
was just so much
Gang
fun.
fights.
Yeah, I mean, they fought. One guy, they have a boxing glove on, and there's a taser in the middle, and they're fighting over the taser, and it was crazy. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't really even like wrestling, and I was sitting there like, this is one of the more insane things I've ever seen.
Yeah, people definitely get into it. Like, there's sillier fights so it's like if you're not, you don't want to hurt yourself or you don't want your ass slapped to a bloody pulp. Mm-hmm. Like you can do the sock fight or whatever, or a pillow fight.
So even the comedian battle royale happened. Shout out Drew Montana, our buddy from Philly. He went basically as long as anybody in the ring, but afterwards, so we went and we saw him. He was about to perform at the Florida Man tent.
Yeah,
we're sitting out there talking to him just about that, and all of a sudden we look up and David Tell's right there, and David Tell's like, Drew, drink some water, man. Like you went for a long time in that round. Like good job. And then he walks off. And it was almost like an oracle that just popped up and disappeared. And Drew like looks at us and he's just like, that guy's seen me perform before and has never said anything to me. He's like, I might become a boxer now.
Yeah, a few things would make me consider a career change, but I think David Tell nudging me in a certain direction, I'd be like, he knows something I don't know.
He was like, that was really cool. And we were like, yeah, that was freaking crazy. I feel cool for being here and seeing that happen.
There were so many moments like that, like Tim Dillon talking to Fiona. Oh, yeah. And Sam Talent. Like, we got to see Sam Talent. Fiona just like took us under her wing during this Skankfest.
Under her wheel.
Under her wheel.
I was like, how much can I get away with right here? But I'm glad you did it. You guys are friends. Shout out Fiona.
She was a champion for us as far as just introducing us to people and getting us in the green room. I mean, she made the trip really special for us. So you talked about the Guess Who.
Yeah.
But yeah, for those, if you don't know, he made the Guess Who board game for
you mean Connect
that
4.
we gave. Yeah, Connect 4 that we gave to Dan Soder.
What a good game.
Oh my God, you guys.
Just in general.
This is the greatest thing anyone's ever given me. I love this so much.
Shout out to Dr. Photograph.
Yeah.
Dr.
He
Photograph.
came out with it.
You fucking genius. You sweet baby genius.
And then you had the cards and you're walking around trying to get those autographed.
So the plan was to get at least 24 signed. because that makes a full set, and I got 20. And what's
you can forge a couple.
Yeah. I'll Google it. But what's funny is like I had so many opportunities to ask people, but I was like, I'll get them later. Lewis will be here all night. I'll get Lewis. Big J was right next to me for 10 minutes the other night, and no one was around. I could have gotten it then,
For sure.
but I was like, I'll wait. And then now I'm like, I should have just done it.
Well, there's certain times where it's like, if it feels off, like we were right next to Big J in a moment too, but I was just looking at him, I was like, it was the end of the day. He was sweaty. You could tell he was tired.
Yeah.
And it was like, dude, I don't want to be just another person being like, hey, dude, I got a cool story to,
Yeah. The first day, I'm like, well, they're going to get bombarded with autographs and photos. I'll get them later. And then at the end of the festival, you're like, they look tired. I don't want to be a nuisance.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
so there is that delicate balance. I guess that's why, it's not a bad idea to like go out afterwards with some of these comics. Like I know they went to the strip club last night. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a strip club kind of guy.
No.
I'm too frugal. I can't even really just say it's all about like respect and equality and whatnot. But I'm just like, it costs how much?
Yeah.
And I just go home after. Okay. I'll pass. No, but it obviously would have been fun to see like Brad Williams interact with a bunch of strippers.
Yeah.
Want to see him up on that pole. But yeah, and even what you're touching on too, I think one of the cooler moments too, at the end of the second night, we were in the green room and the security was rushing out everybody. And then we were with Fiona, I was helping her out, and then Shane Gillis just was coming like in my eyesight, just walked straight to Fiona and started talking. And the security guy was like, everyone get out of here. He was just like, Shane was like, dude, chill, she's in a wheelchair,
What do you want us to throw her down the stairs?
So funny. Yeah, Shane is just so like, and for as big as he is, for him to continue to like keep doing this festival, like he knows how much the fans like appreciate it, and I think it's really cool that like he, because as far as I know, I don't think he does very many festivals, or like he because he does such big venues that like any amount of money that somebody could offer you for a festival would pale in comparison.
He even like said the thing on, I guess it was Story Wars. Shane Gillis was like, do you know how much money I'm losing by being here? Because he was, and I thought about it. I was like, yeah, dude, going from taking a weekend off where you're doing an arena or a theater to come here, there's no comparison to the amount of
a
cash
sold out
Yes.
arena, like it, and could be multiple days of it. I think last year, or maybe that was the year before, but like he was like, Lorne Michaels asked me to be on SNL, but I'm here instead. And this was, I think he had done it once before, so it was like maybe if it was the first time he was on and they were like, oh yeah, SNL wants you back, like maybe there's reason to be like, okay, that's a big opportunity, big full circle moment. But I guess since he had already done it, he's like, no, I got to go to Skankfest.
That's cool though.
Yeah, it was really cool. And Shane's like a real, like I took a photo of him and he like looked in the camera and I was like, oh my God, this is it. And then he gave me like a thumbs up smile. And I was like swooning basically. I'm like, he looked at me. He looked at my lens.
We were even talking to Matt Jenkins, another comic, and he was like, man, it's kind of surreal being in the green room. He's like, you see even comedians when Shane's in the green room, like gravitating to where he's at and like always aware of where he is in the green room.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, I mean, once he said it, I was like, yeah, you are kind of right. Like it's kind of like a compass effect where it's like
a gravitational pull.
For sure. Like, I mean, it was a great lineup, and I mean, no disrespect to anyone on the lineup, but if half the comics canceled and Shane was still here, people would still be like, Shane Gillis was at Skankfest.
I think it could be just like Legion of Skanks. So Lewis, Big J, and Dave, and then like Dan Soder, Bobby Kelly, Joe List, and Shane Gillis. I'd buy a flight to where that is. You know what I mean? Like throw in a couple like your Mark Normans, and like throw in the core group. Like it's just so every time. Like I've seen that combination of comics, like mix them up, take three from that group, put them with another one over here, and it's still funny after like so many years. I still enjoy it, and so I'm like, it's funny because somebody asked me, like they were like, how long do you think they could keep this up, where like they still continued to do so many podcasts every year, the festival, and I'm like, I don't know. It feels like it's got legs. Like I know a lot of people joke about like podcasts have peaked, but like it's really all I listen to and watch is podcasts. I'm not a big music guy, which I know I get some weird looks when people are like, "What's your favorite song?" And I'm like, I don't know. It's the intro to a podcast, probably. You guys have a great one, yeah. That's in my head all the time.
It was crazy. You're talking about like just the green room the other night. I like took a moment and was just kind of like, I looked around and it's like we had Fiona and everyone next to us and like you guys and Peter and Mike and all of us. And then it was like, oh, there's Sean Patton talking like Greg Fitzsimmons. And then it's like, oh, there's Mark and Joe in their corner doing their little documentary and like sitting there. They looked exhausted too.
Yeah.
But it was still like such a bro moment, them just side by side looking just haggard.
Yeah.
And then like you pan, it's like, oh, there's DeRosa, Gillis, Big J Okerson, and like Lewis just kind of walk through and you're just like, this feels like a dream I'm making.
Yeah, it is kind of like you know, your Avengers assembling.
Yeah,
you know,
that's great.
Skankfest in general is where I really discovered how much this comedy podcasting world feels like wrestling now, or like it feels like pro wrestling, where it's like you get these characters that would never interact on, you know, a regular match. But then it's pay-per-view, so now you get, you know, add Tim Dillon to this lineup, and you know, it's very like, I used to be a big pro wrestling fan as a kid, but there's I feel like whatever I grew out of as far as wrestling, I was like, I just replaced it with comedy. Like it's basically the same thing to me at this point. Like they're just characters.
Oh yeah.
Like it's so funny to see Lewis, like especially Lewis literally dressing up, you know, every day's got a new outfit. Like no one takes it more seriously, but is also having more fun than Lewis. It's really funny.
And what you're saying, like Uncle Laser did the wrestling stuff. And like when he was doing that, it's like, oh, like he's a wrestler. This is perfect.
This is
like,
what he needs to do.
He would crush as like a heel.
He would absolutely murder.
For sure, yeah.
But I will say he was in that round for about 3 minutes and his knee went down.
Yeah.
Maybe wrestling's not your thing. You might need a non-contact sport based on that knee.
He's got the personality, not
the
the
personality.
in-shapeness.
Nailed it.
He put himself out there in pretty much every facet you can at Skankfest. He did the naked roast too. Like,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, I forget who he went after or who he faced, but it was definitely a fun battle. Might have been like the last one just because of, you know, the name recognition, but yeah, you can't record that one, so I'll have no way of remembering.
I'll remember.
I'll remember. That was weird, like seeing people that were just on stage naked and then you see them in the green room clothed, you're like, oh, I just saw your dick.
Yeah. It's funny, like I'll always, you know, anytime I'll pass a comedian that I just saw, it's always, you know, Knuckles, great set, that was great. If I do remember like an actual joke, that one joke, but you know, great.
Yeah.
But for the naked roast people, I'm just like, you're very brave.
Great tits.
You can't say, good set.
Yeah, nice set.
Good set of tits. I don't know how people do that. I mean, like I'm a guy, like I know you've done stand up. Have you also?
No, just some potting.
I've done stand up twice, 2 open mics. One of the first laughs that I got wasn't even like a joke that I had written. I just kind of like made fun of the host, which I only did that because I knew him well. Mm-hmm. So maybe it was just an easy laugh that I got from ribbing the person that they all know as well. But the second time I did it, I was like, okay, that was fun, but I got like more nervous, and then I think I just decided ultimately like I just want to be near comedy. Mm-hmm. And I know you guys probably like have that same feeling where you're like, this is a way to kind of still be part of the scene, meet the comedians, hang with the comedians. Like I'm sure you guys, as much as you enjoy like making the show, it's those like after moments and like getting to hang out. I don't know if I'm putting it.
No, you're nailing it.
Yeah.
Like it's the moments where you're like, oh, we're like boys with this person.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're like friends. Like even like seeing Sagalo, who we went from last year never having met to now we've hung out with him three or four different times now, and like seen him just randomly. And he like we were walking around the corner and see it, and he's just like, boys, like he was in a conversation and stepped out of the conversation to be like, boys, what's up? And it was just like, that's such a, it is like seeing an old friend.
Yeah.
And it's just the relationships and the cool like moments. And like, even like this, in a world where we don't do this podcast, we know significantly less people and have significantly less relationships at this point in time in our life.
Male friendship's hard past your 30s, guys.
Yeah, it is. Start a podcast.
Yeah, no, it is cool. Like, you know, my Instagram, it's not my face or anything. So I know that most people won't recognize me, even if they follow me like on Instagram, or if I've worked with them before, like made a flyer or something for them. So I try to introduce myself and I go, oh yeah, and I'm Dr. Photograph. I know it's lame. I'm sorry. But for the people who like do recognize me or like know me by name, like Gillis, for example, I walk by and he goes, Georgie boy. And I'm like, that was one of my highlights.
Just a tear just goes
Yeah,
down.
literally did.
Thank you.
Just gave me a nickname.
My wife and I had a phase where we were watching like reality TV dating shows, and they'd always say like, I'm on cloud 9. Like if you're playing a drinking game, you would be hammered by the end of the episode with the amount of times people will say like, I'm on cloud 9 after that date. And I texted her saying like, Joe List called me Georgie boy and I'm on cloud 9.
Another funny moment though is we were talking to Colum.
Oh, yeah.
Turrell,
We're talking to that guy, and like, kind of like in the back area where all the comics were leaving to go to the main stage. And Shane Gillis just walked right by and was like, this was before I'd seen him in the fest. And I hadn't seen him the whole time, but he walked by and was like, probably like a foot away from me. And I was just like, oh, wow. And he's going, hey guys.
Yeah, Shane was just like, I mean, literally.
He like smirked. He saw how he was like, that's funny.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was truly like Reed just seeing Santa Claus. Or something.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Oh! Hey!
I know. I didn't get to sit in his lap, unfortunately.
Oh, man. But no, what a festival, man. Skankfest has been great. Glad we came. Glad we got to hang out and do the whole summer camp thing.
Yeah, I feel like next year we'll like make shirts or something, so we all take home
With our names on them, just so they know.
You guys sign mine, please.
Yeah.
No, but I it was so much fun, and we were staying with Mike, another photographer. I hadn't hung out with him very much either. I just worked with him in passing, like in Seattle at shows. Like I'd be filming, he'd be taking pics, or so it was cool. Like getting to hang out with him, getting to hang out with you guys meshing so well. Like there was a moment where I was like, I don't know any of these people really. Like this could go horribly wrong, but no,
Much
but it was
like
fun.
the end of summer camp where you're like, all right, well, be sure you write. Keep in touch. We're going to be friends forever.
We should film a movie or something.
Well, before we get out of here, though, one thing I did want to ask you is, what's been your favorite toy to make for us, and what's been the most challenging one?
Man, that's a good. All right, let me think of like. Let's revisit some. Rory Scovel's was the
climb, the
tower. That was an interesting one because like I almost just bought like a wrestling, tower because you could put it like as turnbuckles for a fake ring. But then I saw the shape of it and the size of it, and it would have been like a weird, awkward shape for that toy. So I ended up just like spray painting sticks and gluing it together to create that.
It looked great.
And then creating the little label. So I'm proud of like how that one turned out because I had no idea what it was going to look like. But the one that was like equally hard but rewarding was probably the Roy Wood Jr. card. Yeah. That one, it inspired me to like upgrade some of my equipment. Like at that point, I was still using like X-Acto knives and scissors to like cut. And I was like, dude, this doesn't look like a trading card with like the round edges. I'm like, this looks crazy. So I ended up getting like a paper slicer, like a like industrial grade one. So now, the Guess Who cards, anything that's, straight lines, like it'll be perfect in that regard, like even the edges of the toy. But yeah, that one was really rewarding just because the full robe was going to be like the toy.
Yeah.
Where it's going to be like buying like a Barbie, bathrobe. But started coloring pinstripes, and that was bleeding and it looked terrible. And then I was like sewing lines, blue lines. And I'm like, this is going to take me like a year to do. So I was like, all right, let's just try something else. But I think the final result,
It was great.
Go ahead and put that up right here.
Yeah, we'll clip that.
The final result was great. And then the clip where Roy was like 250, that was hilarious. Just a good he was genuine in that clip. He
was like, I was a big old boy.
And then he's laughing. That was super fun.
This is from our buddy Dr. Photograph. He actually filmed some of your sets.
The fuck out of here. With the game worn memorabilia.
Oh yeah. There's all sorts of little goodies on that.
Dude.
If you have any problems with the weight, take it up with him. He was the one that assigned that.
250?
yeah. Dude, we saw that. We're like, no way.
No fucking way I'm 250. I'm like maybe like 235-ish now.
He did you dirty.
Yeah, he messed up. I heard you say 230
No.
the
Wait,
other day.
to be fair, this is 2017. I was a big bitch.
I'd worked with Roy in the past, so it was cool to like reconnect in a weird kind of like, parasocial way.
I was the one that thought you were 250.
No, but I included it in the post that I put up.
Yeah. I remember that.
There was like an AMA that he did where he said that he was 250. So I was like, hey, I checked.
Here are the receipts, dog.
Yeah.
Here it is coming from you.
If my sources are inaccurate, then you need to check it.
Yeah.
But then the most challenging, and I wonder if you guys will think it's this one as well, the Blue Jay Okerson
That
toy.
was what I was. Well, we just experienced so much. We were on the phone for an hour just so I got the right glue to try to fix it, and then I made a mess.
Well, let's go through the order of operations. So finishing that toy was a challenge, but it wasn't like harder than anything else. It was gluing arms onto a Blue Jay that I painted well, but anyway, sending that to you guys, and then depending on how long it takes or what the weather's like, some of these toys can get in pretty rough shape by the time they get back to you guys. And I think at this time I was using like a different type of adhesive for the casing.
Yeah.
And that came off. Or the bird itself came off.
It was loose and the nose ring had came off.
Yeah. So that's two bad things. And then so you guys call me and you're like, how do we do this? And I'm like, all right, you're the doctor now.
He really was. Like, it was like hearing someone try to describe surgery. And like, I just remember calling Reed after you've given me we've talked for like 20, 30 minutes about how to glue this thing and like paint the feet and all sorts of stuff. And I called Reed and I said, yeah, whatever we're paying him, it's not enough.
No. And so you guys get that done, and then you're not even able to give it to Joe because then he
got sick.
He got sick
his
and had to
zanies.
cancel.
This is not going to be good. Dude, it's bad. I blew so many guys last night. I just fucking... It's horrible. I'm sorry. I sound like fucking, Tom Waits or something. It'll come, don't worry. Or it'll get worse, I don't know. Does anybody know any jokes? I'm so sorry. You should get your money back. I fucked up. I got this. This is immunity. No, it's good. It's orange. I fucking hate this city. It sucks. You can't get breakfast. I lost my voice. I don't even party. I don't even drink or anything. I went to bed at 11. I woke up like this. I know. Don't look at me like that. I feel like I'm fucking handicapped. I'm sorry. All right. One more hour of this. I'm so sorry. I should have canceled. I don't know. I didn't want to disappoint you guys. I figured I'd disappoint you to your face.
Then I was like, okay, well, in that case, send it back because I'll just redo it and then I'll send it back and I'll figure out a way to keep that bird in place and I ended up adjusting the late like the backing itself so that the toy could stand out a little bit more. I put like a white background. This is all nerdy stuff. You turn the opacity down, you give it a background. I did it much like a toy that you would get where like the back of it, it's twist tied in.
Yeah.
That was the trick. I drilled some holes into the bird and then looped in twist tie so that no matter how hard you shake it, that thing's not falling. I was still worried about the nose ring, but glad it stayed on. And yeah, Joe seemed to like it. And once he takes it onto the regs, that'll be like the final little clip.
Whoa, this is amazing. Also, wait, what is the arms though? Is he just? Oh, he has the gloves on. That's fucking hilarious.
Finger those gloves on there somehow.
This is incredible. I mean, these guys are gonna shit.
We partnered with our buddy Dr. Photograph for this one.
Yeah, I know Dr. Photograph.
Yeah, George is awesome.
Yeah.
We had Dan Soder on a few months back, and we were still working on this, and he gave the idea. He was like, "Oh, it has to have a nose ring."
Big J has a nose ring? I didn't even think I realized that. This is incredible. I mean, I feel like we could sell this for $1,000. I mean, $2,000.
I also filmed the Longfellow toy, so look for that, folks. I'm trying to get into the content game, just in case AI comes out and is like, we know how to clip for comedians.
Oh yeah.
and they go, okay, I'll just do this. So I need to create like an alternate route.
Well, this has been awesome. It's been an awesome weekend. Do you want to plug your stuff?
Yeah, I guess just follow at Dr. Photograph. I don't post a ton of fake products these days, but every now and then if I feel inspired, I'll throw something up. And then occasionally I'll share clips from like comedians that I work with. But yeah, if you're a comedian and you need an editor of any kind, whether it be graphics, clips, videography in the Seattle, Tacoma area, Portland, shout out. Yeah, I kind of do that all as well. So
Jack of all trades.
yeah, I'm not just a toy genius. But I appreciate you guys having me on. This is cool. I love your show. I'll watch episodes that you don't pay me to make toys for.
That means a lot.
Yeah, you guys are good. You guys are good at what
I watch
you do.
even when you're not paying me to watch.
But yeah, hopefully next time we do this, we can ruin a movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or review it. Yeah, I don't want to be presumptuous and say I'm worthy of a ruining. I'll make my own gift. How about that?
Yeah.